Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, my wonderfully listeners, lovers of freedoms and lovers of mankind. I, Okulora, is here with another Ubonga update. If you could remember in my previous publications, maybe yesterday or day before yesterday, I made mention of America sending delegates to Finland to monitor the outcome of the appeal case, which boasts the morale of Simon Ekpa that can made him to stand on the public, or rather on the podium, and then address the whole world to tell them the atrocities of Nigerian government. You can hear him saying that the wrong person has been put behind the bars, but very soon that they're going to know the truth. You understand me? So what am I trying to say here? Okay, the good news here is that Simon Ekpa don't slap and disgrace Bianca Ojukwu in Finland. Part of the things we have talked in the previous messages, but that is not even the issue. The issue here is that the should I call him a spy or a delegate? Okay, let me use that word, delegate. The delegate that America sent to Finland to go and record what is happening there and to examine examine the what would I call it, the veracity or the authenticity of the case. Have gone back to America, and this is where what he got to say about the issue of Simon Ekpa. So let us just read. I'm reading from X. His name is John Rosomando. John Rosomando. Look at it. You can as well go and Google him at on X. Just type John at John _ Rosomando. That is Rosso means ROSS. Okay, SOMANDO. Let me repeat. At John _ ROSSOMANDO. You can as well go and check him out on X. You can verify this information. This is not a propaganda. This is what he get to say about the issue. Biafran nationalist #Simon Ekpa faces political persecution. Political persecution. That this guy have been persecuted politically. He have no case to answer. He have no any issue with the Finland government. In fact, Finland don't even have any single right or whatsoever to even detain Simon Ekpa in the first place. That's exactly what this man is trying to say here. Please, don't bother. Let me clean my eyeglass because we are reading, and it's going to be a very long ride. So let me clean my eyeglass very well so that I can see clear. Make I not go see A, and I will call it B for the interest of humanity. Okay, I read. Recently, I returned from Finland where I monitored a significant case in my capacity as an independent observer and also a delegate being sent to know the outcome of the matter. I am now sharing my findings with members of the Congress and the American public, those ones who who put their trust in me and sent me to Finland to go and monitor this case. This is what he get to say. So please, go chanting off, man. I'm coming. Simon Ekpa, an advocate for self-determination of the Igbo region of Nigeria, known as Biafra land or Biafra nation, and also he is a Finnish national, seeks appeal of his conviction in a Finnish court on terrorism allegation charges that veteran U.S. counter-terrorism persecutors and investigators say will be thrown as hearsay in a U.S. court. As hearsay, that if this case were to appear before any judge, even if a local judge in the U.S., it's going to be thrown away by hearsay. You convict somebody based on evidence on ground. That is part of his report to the congressmen who sent him and also to the U.S. people in general. Let them know the persecution that Igbos are passing through in that zoo they call Nigeria. So let us continue. Okay. They noted that the evidence of Ekpa's guilt was purely #circumstantial and would never survive in an American court or even a lower court in America. However, according to him, Finland's lack of free speech protections and lower fining standard produce a conviction. #American justice will not allow such case to be treated in any American court. In other words, he is directly or indirectly telling them that what you people sent me there to do, I have done my job. These are my findings, that this guy has been persecuted politically. That if it were even self court of Rebellion Akuiko in America, we throw away this case because it's just a hearsay. Let us continue. He said the trial court failed to produce any direct and immediate evidence as to Ekpa's personal involvement in providing weapons to those fighting for Biafra independence, because these are part of the allegations based on speculations online propagations online, the one they have propagated by Nigerian government, the one they have doctored, all this is what they jam pack, just like they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When they brought the issue of the evidence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he was telling them born police post, key police officer, they just go there, cut it off. They refuse to present what triggered that. Because somebody called, it was on live program, somebody called, they are killing us, police are killing us, police are shooting us. Look at what is happening. They have by 2, they have by 3, they have by 4. And in response, he said, please guide yourself, protect yourself. Anyone who came to kill you, make you do what? Make you buy that person. So who came to kill you was cut it off. Buy that person, boy police station, you know, all those things. But the main part where he responded to the call, because that is an urgent call, they remove it. So this one now, Finland government are judging Simon Ekpa based on hearsay what Nigerian government propagated for them. Because most of the videos or evidence they provide in court against Simon Ekpa is they say, I say, they say, this one call, they car, all this kind of nonsense that does not make sense. I said this in one of my previous publications this morning, that Nigeria or Zoo, no matter how you may choose to call them, are the only country that we go and capture somebody which that is offense as heavy as terrorism, and then they'll begin to shop for evidence. If they don't see evidence, then they'll go and manufacture evidence by their own self and present. Exactly what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They manufactured a DSS officer, whatever you call them, Ijel and the rest of other DSS officers. In the whole of the world, for the first time I hear that somebody wants to go to testify and they have to cover the person's face. You can imagine that. It can only happen in a banana republic, not a country. No any country, even the smallest country in this world, Vatican, can never take such nonsense. But a country of over 250 to 300 million useless and blockheads accepted it. In fact, they move on like nothing they happened, because when they carry somebody's dead body for head, you when it no affect, you go don't they look am like say like the person is carrying a log of woods. But when it affects you, then you will know what it means to lose any loved one. Let us read. I don't even forget. More than forgive me. No American court will persecute Ekpa for what be treated as a hashtag First Amendment issue. Amendment in the sense that they will then advise him, my brother, you are doing self-determination. Then mind your language. Mind the kind of thing you say, because everything we forget, and internet will never forget. So this is part of the thing. And the man have already reported. He said, let me go back. There's a place I want us to go back. Okay. He said, I recently returned from Finland, where I monitored a significant case in my own capacity as a delegate and also as an independent observer. I am now sharing my findings with the Congress, the whole Congress of America, and also the American public, including their Senate. When the American public is being mentioned, both artisans, both the ones who feel that it does not concern them, we have to get involved now, because this case abago now witch hunting. You don't have any evidence against somebody, and then you bent on persecuting that person based on what kind of, based on the lies and propaganda you have been fed with by the persecutor or the persecution. Anyway, that is by the way. Anyway, this message came as early as possible, and I think most of our comrades have already seen this message, and also they give it their own title, their own meaning, their own analysis and explanation. But for me, this message, it needs to be studied over and over and over again. This message needs to be restudied. I repeat, it needs to be restudied. Otherwise, Finland might do the unexpected. I said this in before. When David Masanga was given assurance that Simon Ekpa is going to be a kind of discharged and acquitted on the last day, I said, these people it might be a political statement. And that is where this thing is diving to now. Yes, you might as well argue with me that, oh, why must I give you few assurance? My brother, each of my messages, I give those assurance. I made it categorically clear. According to the words of David Masanga, he has been freeing people who are being held the same way they held Simon Ekpa. So Simon Ekpa's case will not be exceptional. Are you getting my point now? So with this guy's report now, don't you think that there's a cause for worry? Because these people, as they even heard that part of the evidence they produced against Simon Ekpa, this one now is by Finland government. Now they are now the one presenting evidence. They even join 2023 Biafra declaration, Helsinki declaration. They even joined it on the case. And I asked, how does that thing equate to terrorism? He declared a country. I don't understand. Did he bomb the country where he declared his own country? Anyway, I'm not a lawyer, so I cannot say otherwise. But there's a message here I want us to read. Briggy Foreign Affairs Minister said, thanks you, Mr. Rosomando, for your honest assessment of your observations in Finland. The Briggy Prime Minister Simon Ekpa was arrested soon after Nigeria Vice President and a Boko Haram co-founder Shetima met with Finland President Alex Stubb in September of 2024 at a United Nations event which took place in New York. That is a UNGA, United Nations General Assembly, which always took place every year on September. So say you can see the pictures for yourself. At Alex Stubb, Biafra people are facing dual existential threats from the atrocities of jihadists and Nigerian military police and paramilitary agents Nigeria deploys in Biafra land to be buying and unaliving the citizens of the country. So moving forward, there's an terrorism index which this John Rosomando posted on X, and I would like us to look into it, even as well as we need to go to the comment section. But let me clear all these facts first before we can be able to come back to the comment section. Okay, he said this is what a real terrorism persecution persecution looks like, not the stuff that passes for evidence in Finland. So he shared something like what I call it pamphlet or an article. It's a payment for Mazok to the Islamic Association of Palestinian. So I think this one have nothing to do with us. He's just trying to illustrate the terrorism we had about the terrorism that is happening in Nigeria. Briggy said this is happening in Nigeria, a contraption where freedom fighters are persecuted and terrorism pampered. According to this message, about that man who says all infidels need to be unalived. Another Yoruba cleric don't come out again, make that statement. Why the ones where that cleric make in Kano? All the Yoruba fools and idiots. I don't know why God do. Oh, Lord, look at it. Your generation upon generation, we never see any good thing. Any Biafra hearing this player, my brother, the fact begin to kabash. Generation of Lord Lugard, we never see anything good. Generation upon generation, we never see anything good. Do you know that the people that are defending what that sheikh said in Kano, calling all the whole Christians infidels, they said it is normal. Say if the man call infidel, so you go defend them back, call them infidel. And the man said all infidels go not say they better pass them and they are more popular than them. So they're supposed to a kind of support their Muslim ticket. We are trying to come down from that one. Another idiotic Yoruba cleric come out in his own stupidity, unguided, lackadaisical, and foolish nature of this Yoruba people. He says, and I quote, the same infidel this one called, he said, all the infidels in Yoruba land, if you refuse to abide by the teaching of Muhammad, say all of you supposed to be unalived. All infidels. Infidels are talking about you and me, no any other person. As long as you are not doing Allahu Akbar, you are an infidel to them, and you don't deserve to live. Guess what? The whole bloggers where they support this nonsense, including FCT minister, handboy, Lale Olayinka, they said the man called infidel, so make you call him back infidel. And I replied to him, I said, your papa, your papa, your mama, your mama, your own, yourself, your children, your organ, the one, the rapist prophet, the what I call it, the grandpa in Azorok. I said, all of you put together, including the vice, all of you now infidel. And I asked, how does it sound to your ear? And I hope you are going to take this. All this Islamic cleric mounting on podium, calling people infidel. If a Christian mount on podium like that and call them infidel, my brother, that country is going to turn upside down in the next 24 hours. It is high time you people that call yourself Christians, that believe there's any God to fight your battle, to wake up from your sleeping slumber. This guy, what do they call David Ibiomi, don't they shout him now to top of his voice? To everyone should wake up. These people have already This is jihadist. That is in play. And everybody keep quiet like nothing they happen. What is wrong with it with Christian community? Is it only to fight your own fellow Christians? That is where you people get power. God have mercy. It is high time you guys wake up to stop all these guys. Not anything they like, they can dish out to the Christians because Christian community are docile. Only to collect that and offering is what they are facing. As this guy, when they call David the BOM, they shout now up and down. Where is Adeboye? Where is Oyedebo? Where is all these top Yoruba tribalist pastors? Or be tribalistic pastors that always call out other government that are not Yoruba government? Anyway, I thought I go fire all of one very soon. Open that AC. I said open the AC. Okay, moving forward, let me check the comment section. Okay, Briggy Internal Affairs said, thank you, Mr. Rosmando, for visiting Finland to observe our PM's court proceedings. Biafrans appreciate. So he responded. He said, I call balls and strikes, and my post is supported by consultations with veteran U.S. Justice Department and the U.S. Treasury counter-terrorism officials and their thoughts on background. I have also worked on U.S. counter-terrorism cases as a journalist for good 15 years. This one, Dosmando, now they report this one, say, everything what they do in Simon Ekpa case, say that one, say, na babashu, say that one, na nonsense. Say the earlier they throw away the case, the better for all of them. This is report is given to the U.S. Congress and also to the Americans in general, including the Senate, the White House, the Red House, whether you are Democrat or you are Republican. Say this message now for all of them, because injustice to one is an injustice to all. If you close your mouth when you see evil that is happening, my brother, when that evil begins to circulate, you also get to partake from it. And that is where I'm going to end this message. If you have any other thing to say concerning this message, please endeavor to drop it at the comment section of this video. I'm always here to serve you. When I promise, I deliver. Oya, regade. I'll come back again. Kachineke mezu oku.